toolbox. Draw a hexagon with the polygon tool. Use the pick tool to select the shape, rotate it, select it again, and scale it up. In the toolbox, select Edit Fill to apply a new fill color to the object. When the Edit Fill box pops up, select Fill and choose your color. I've chosen a bright blue. Hit OK. You can edit the object's outline either under Pen Outline in the toolbox or in the property bar. The next tool is the Transparency tool. This tool allows you to partially reveal areas underneath your object by allowing you to adjust your object's transparency. The default for my tool is the Transparent Fountain Fill. Click and drag the tool on your object to get a feel for what it does. You can move the fountain fill over and away from your object or adjust its sliders to change the attribute. Adjust the level of transparency either with the tool or in the property bar. You can also change the style of fountain transparency: linear, elliptical, conical, or rectangular. Switch over to elliptical and notice how you can adjust the width and length of the ellipse itself, as well as where the fountain transparency exists within the ellipse and how to change throughout the object. Switch to conical fill and you'll find similar controls. The same goes with the rectangular fill. All 4 options have interactive features, as well as some controls within the property bar. There are also options for uniform transparency, pattern transparency, and blending modes. The uniform transparency option allows you to adjust the object's overall opacity quickly and easily. We'll explore patterns and blending modes later in this course. You can check out some of the default pattern options now if you wish, or choose to move on to the next tool. The next tools are the eyedroppers: Color Eyedropper and Attributes Eyedropper. Duplicate your object and recolor it. The Color Eyedropper copies the color of one object onto another. Select your first object with the Color Eyedropper, and then select the second object. Use the Interactive Fill tool, shortcut G, to apply a linear fountain fill to the first object. Change the fill color as you see fit. The Attributes Eyedropper copies an object's attributes onto one another. Sample the first object with the Attributes Eyedropper and place them onto the second object. This is especially useful when you're creating a series of like objects or want to quickly change multiple objects to match each other. Now that we're using the Interactive Fill tool, you'll notice it's quite similar to the Transparency tool and holds many of the same options, especially where fountain fills are concerned. Linear, elliptical, conical, and rectangular fountain fills are all options with this tool. You can also choose fills from Corel's Content Exchange, which may take a bit to load depending on your machine, or define your own fill. Play around with the Interactive Fill tool, adjusting the style, colors, and attributes within the fill itself until you're satisfied with how to use it. Now for our final tool. Change the color of one of your objects and use the Pick tool to overlap them. Using the Smart Fill tool, select the intersecting portion of the objects and fill it with a color. Use the Pick tool to move one of the objects and try it again by overlapping another portion of your first object with the second. Fill an intersecting component of your objects and change the fill color so the new object is distinct. Any object you fill with the Smart tool will create a new object. You can specify the fill and outline options in the property bar. Create all sorts of interlocking designs with the Smart Fill tool, or a variety of shapes from overlapping others. This tool gives you fantastic interactive options for shape building, pattern making, and